I've been watching Culinary Class Wars, and first of all, wow, budget, the production value is insane. And like every busy person who has work, deadlines, laundry, cooking, and a mountain of bills to pay, I'm currently on season 2, episode 8, and I bought that within 72 hours. So yes, in this art form of avoiding all the things you're supposed to be doing, I might actually be better than you.
I am better than you, which sucks.
I only took mother's breaks to pee, poo, shower, and swallow the dread climbing in my chest about falling into another creative rut. And while having my iPad attached to my body has been great for my variety-loving soul, it's been slightly terrible for my goal of being a responsible adult at least 75% of the time.
Why am I procrastinating?
It has to do with lack of motivation. Now, things that you're highly motivated to do, I doubt that you procrastinate very much.
I'll do it immediately.
In a 2006 paper called Integrating Theories of Motivation, Pierre Steele and Cornelius Koenig introduced the temporal motivation theory, which basically explains that our putting things off comes down to a simple formula. According to Steele and Koenig, how motivated you are to do something depends on how much you want the reward, how sure you are you'll actually get it, and how far away it feels. Listen, S&K are legit. They are actual doctors whose life's work includes these findings. But sometimes I find myself wondering if what a lot of us are actually experiencing right now is really procrastination or just the inevitable symptom of modern culture's expectation of relentless 24/7 output. The kids are anxious, burnt out, and overwhelmed. You see, in 2006, I was still 4 years away from meeting my first ever desktop PC. And when it arrived in our home, it was the size of a medium dog. If you wanted to be distracted, you had to walk over to it, sit down, and wait forever for it to turn on. In 2006, you could get an acre of arable land for 2,800 quid. Now, that's roughly the lower end of a month's rent for a one-bed flat in southwest London. In 2006, there weren't millions of videos and content published every day vying for my attention. In 2006, glasses didn't have cameras, and I could go outside without worrying about bumping into a vapid weirdo who's paid money to block off the filming lights. So when I apply the TMT formula, it falls short because even when I want it that bad, even when I know that it's due tomorrow, I can't move because I'm overwhelmed. We all are.
Oh my God!
And my genius and very original finding is that what we need in moments like this is to get back into our bodies. And I think the best way to do that is through creative side quests.
You want to see it again? You want to see it again?
A side quest is like a little glitch in the matrix, reminding you that even within the confines of the societies we run, you have some sort of autonomy, a level of autonomy. And in my opinion, the best side quests involve play. The gamification of adulting is underrated. Play is a great coping mechanism, and unfortunately, with every cut of your paycheck you give to the taxman, a lot of us lose our ability to play. Studies have shown that playfulness operates on both a chemical and psychological level to counteract the body's natural fight or flight responses. If you ain't fighting and flighting, you'd be less overwhelmed, and if you're less overwhelmed, you'd be getting stuff done. 2 + 2 is 4, yes? Yes. So in this video, I'll be giving you 6 side quests, things you can actually do right now to get out of your overwhelm and back into motion. Thank you to Pulsetto for sponsoring today's video. Pulsetto is a device that helps reduce stress and anxiety by stimulating your vagus nerve. So basically the nerve in charge of your fight or flight response. Because I'll tell you, when I'm overwhelmed, my anxiety quadruples and I really struggle to feel calm. And let me tell you, Pulsetto has been so helpful with taking the edge off lately. So how it works is you find your pulse point here, pop on the gel, put it on, connect to the app and choose your program. The best way I can explain how it feels is it's not really like a massage, it's more like a light tapping. Actually, I take that back. It depends. It depends on the intensity you use because the app tells you to build it up slowly, but I didn't listen. I was like, nah, I'm built different. But then I was wrong. I went straight to a 5 and it was a bit intense for me. So now I use a 3 and within minutes, my whole body just relaxes. I can feel the tension melting off. So if stress, burnout or anxiety is something you deal with, I genuinely think it's worth trying. You can get 10% off with the code PEARL. Use the link here on the screen. It's also in the description below or scan this QR code. By the way, they have a 30-day money back guarantee. So You don't really have anything to lose. Thank you again to Falsetto for sponsoring this part of the video. Let's get back into it. 1. Make something disposable. This is a very quick way to overcome initial inertia, because usually when we are overwhelmed, when we imagine the things we're supposed to be doing, we think of how much work they take or how good they have to be or how important they are. But when you commit to binning or deleting whatever you make in the next 10 minutes, when nothing has to survive, nothing has to be good, which is often the exact permission your brain needs. As the great philosopher Jake the dog says,
dude, sucking at something is the first step towards being sort of good at something.
I bought a sketch pad. Yeah.
I'm going to draw badly. This is a famous 70% rule, but worse, for a better you. The 70% rule is a way of ditching the all or nothing mindset by aiming to be 70% done, 70% informed or prepared, instead of 100%. But with this disposable method, it looks more like 30%, and if you're in the trenches, maybe 5%. In the UK and other Commonwealth, 70% is an A, so aim for a D. If you're supposed to be writing and you don't know where to start, open the last conversation with a friend and steal a line. It could be your line or their line, but that's your opening. If you can't think of the next line, keep borrowing from different text chains with your boss or neighbor or mother. Remember, you're throwing this away, so it doesn't have to be coherent, it doesn't have to be sensible, it doesn't have to be good, it just has to be. And this is how you get yourself into the posture of writing. If your room's a mess, all you have to do is grab a basket, old school style, and throw everything in there. Ta-da! Now you have a clean room. You've now put everything into one spot that you can dispose, disperse, or sort later. And you'll find that a lot of the times, once you're in motion, you end up doing just a little more than you planned. 2. Random constraint roulette. Choice paralysis is your enemy. When you sit down to make something with zero constraints, your brain has to make hundreds of tiny choices before you even start. What color? What subject? What length? What tone? How many days of your taxes are you going to compile today? The more options we have, the harder it is to choose anything, and we fall back on doing nothing. So here's what we're gonna do. Write 5 random constraints on separate scraps of paper. Say a color, an object, a time limit, a word, a shape, an arbitrary receipt number. Then you pull 2 of them blind. But the thing is, whatever you pull, you can't change. You can't change. Whatever you pull, you have to use both of them in whatever you make. Maybe you pull pink and 3 minutes. Now that's a time constraint and a color constraint. All you have to do is execute. You just make something pink in 3 minutes. Fun fact, Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham was written with just 50 words. Why? Because it was a bet. His publisher doubted that he could write an engaging book with just 50 words. And guess what he did? He won $50 because he wrote a book with just 50 words. If a task feels huge and shapeless, your brain can struggle to visualize you succeeding, but if it's small and pointed, you know you can attempt and most likely succeed. And please don't be shy, okay? Make it stupid enough to start. Type using only your left hand for 5 minutes. Roll a die for exactly the number of sentences you're allowed to write in a day. If you're terrified of making dinner, you're too lazy to make dinner, pick 3 random pantry items, make something edible of it, and that's the game. 3. Glitch your space. This is a fancy way of saying change your environment on purpose. Everybody has a version of something that just works for them. It could be the coffee shop down your street, the standing desk you'd absolutely sell your best friend for, the noise-cancelling headphones you swear you can never get anything done without. Skip it. Take your laptop, take your notebook, whatever it is you need, and go somewhere you'd never usually work from. A park bench, a stairwell, the curb outside of your building, somewhere loud and chaotic. And I know you're thinking, but I can't get work done. That's the point. You'll be uncomfortable. It yanks you out of your autopilot and back into your body. Because suddenly you can feel the ground, you can feel the wind, you can feel your own weight, you can feel other people. That glitch breaks the script of what getting things done looks like. You know, glitches don't also have to be like changing your environment. It can just be getting up every 15 minutes to dance around while you do your work. Doing a bit of karaoke. The goal isn't the task, it's the jolt. It reminds your body that it exists outside of the things that are overwhelming you. 4. Summon a witness. What's better than one head? Yeah, 2 heads. Sometimes what you need to get going is another human being in the room. If you don't have a person physically, I'm sure you know somebody digitally. Call them and say, hey, would you like to be my body double? A body double is not there to apply pressure, but just by being there, they provide this silent kind of accountability. If you want to make it more fun, you and your body double can open by singing your favorite songs together, okay? You have a party first, and then after that, you both sit silently on the call and do your work. Another way to get a witness is by going to the local library. Everybody there is typing, reading, or working. Being surrounded by that kind of energy also pulls you into it. It's not like a cafe where sometimes people are in this corner talking, these people here are laughing, these people here are dancing, and you might get distracted. Your body doubles are there and they don't even know it. 5. Smuggling the good stuff. In 2014, Katie Milkman, along with Julia Minson, ran a study called Holding the Hunger Games Hostage at the Gym. And that's exactly what they did. They gave the participants iPods loaded with addictive audiobooks like the Hunger Games, but locked them so that the audiobooks only worked at the gym. You couldn't physically listen to them unless you were exercising. The results were that the people in the full access group went to the gym 51% more often than the people in the control group. After the study ended, 61% of participants chose to pay money to keep their gym-only audiobook restriction going. They called it temptation bundling. This is where you couple an instantly gratifying want with a behavior that normally requires your willpower. So an example could be deciding that for now, you'll only watch your favorite reality show while doing the dishes, or that you only allow yourself to listen to your favorite artist who gets you bumping and grinding and moving while cleaning your room, or that you only allow to eat the crisps and the cheese balls while doing your taxes. The pleasure isn't the reward for finishing or even starting the thing. It's contraband. It's smuggled inside the task itself, so the task and the fun become the same thing. Smart. I love it. 6. Give your block a body. This might be a giveaway of that which runs within my veins. Theater. You gotta embrace the weird just to get your body doing what it needs to do. Personify your overwhelm. Draw it. Describe it. What color is it? What texture is it? Does it have teeth? Does it have fangs? What does it look like? Is it a person? Is it sticky? Is it the size of a fridge, or is it as small as a ball? Does it fit into a bowl? Is it your pillow? Can you name it Willow? The point is to give the abstract, shapeless dread you feel an actual body. Externalize it into something you can look at, something you can laugh at, laugh with, talk to, understand. Something outside of your body. Your resistance is why you're struggling to do anything. Ask your resistance what it wants and why it won't leave you alone. In every scene with another being, there's always a want or a need. And this externalization allows you to pinpoint exactly what might be happening. You might be thinking, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. How does this help me? It does help you. Trust me, bro. I say that because this is exactly how I made this video. I kept procrastinating on what to post, kept overthinking things, kept feeling stuck. I made some things, I hated them, I didn't want to share them. And when I gave my resistance a body, I learned that it wanted change. I wanted to change direction, to make things that actually excite me. And I realized, this can be my inspiration. Let me make a video about this resistance, about procrastination, and let me make it creatively fun for myself. Am I going to go back and watch my culinary class was after this? Yes. Yes, I am. Am I giving up my shows? You bet I am not. Because it's not about quitting anything. We need downtime. We need to scroll sometimes. It's not always bad, you know. We need to lay down and do nothing. We don't have to be productive all the time. So it's about pushing in a little change here and there. It's about shaking up your ordinary. It's about reminding yourself that you have options. You have tools in your toolkit. It's about consciously building play into your life so that it's accessible to you when you actually need it. And hey, 2 + 2 is 4.